cold air. Silence. Then, footsteps crunching on frozen ground. A voice cuts through the stillness, almost amused. You think you know Russia. Most people do, or at least they think they do. Snow, vodka, a few onion domes glowing under a gray sky. That's the version the world keeps repeating. But here's the problem. That version barely scratches the surface. Because this isn't just a country, it's a continent disguised as one, stretching across 11 time zones, carrying over 190 ethnic identities, hiding landscapes so extreme they feel like different planets stitched together. And yet, most people never see it. Not the real version, not the one with frozen oceans that turn into highways, or cities that glow through endless daylight, or valleys where the earth literally breathes fire. So what happens when you step past the postcard version? What happens when you stop seeing Russia and start exploring it? That's exactly where this journey begins, because the first place we're heading to doesn't just show you Russia, it redefines it. And the strange part, it wasn't even built to be Russian. So why did a man decide to create a European dream in the middle of this vast, unpredictable land? Water reflects gold. Bridges stretch like veins across a quiet, flowing city. And for a moment, nothing feels like Russia at all. It feels deliberate, elegant, almost too perfect. This is a city that wasn't meant to blend in. It was designed to stand apart, built by a ruler who looked at his own country and decided it needed a window to something else. Something Western, something different. But here's where it gets interesting. That decision didn't just create a city, it created a statement. A place where canals replaced chaos, where art became power, and where history didn't just happen, it was displayed. Massive halls filled with millions of priceless works, rooms so grand they feel unreal, corridors that whisper stories of emperors who ruled everything and lost it all. And yet, even with all that beauty, something feels slightly off. Because beneath the elegance, there's tension. A reminder that this place wasn't born naturally. It was forced into existence. And maybe that's why it feels so alive. Especially during the nights when darkness refuses to fully arrive. When the sky glows instead of fades. When time itself feels confused. So what kind of city refuses to sleep, even when it's supposed to? Now imagine this. You're standing on the edge of something so vast, your brain struggles to process it. No buildings, no noise, just water. Endless, silent water. Except it's not just any water, it's ancient. Older than most things you can name. Deeper than almost anywhere on Earth. And holding something that sounds impossible. 1/5 of the planet's unfrozen freshwater. That alone should feel unreal, but then it gets stranger. Because in winter, this liquid world transforms. It freezes. Not softly, not gently, but into something crystal clear. Solid enough to walk on, transparent enough to see through. It turns into a natural mirror stretching for miles, and suddenly you're not just looking at a lake. You're standing on it, driving across it, sliding over it, and somehow trusting it. But here's the question no one asks. What kind of place can exist in two completely different realities, liquid and solid, and still feel like the same world? Noise hits first. Cars, voices, movement. Everything feels faster here, sharper, more intense. This isn't quiet beauty anymore, this is power. This is presence. This is a city that doesn't ask for attention. It takes it. Massive squares surrounded by history. Structures that look almost unreal, like they were pulled straight from imagination. Colorful domes twisting into the sky like something out of a dream. And right next to them, cold, silent reminders of a past that shaped everything. Leaders who changed history. Moments that redefined nations. All packed into one space that millions walk through, without fully realizing what happened there. But the real surprise is not above ground, it's below. Because beneath the chaos, there's an entirely different world. Stations that look like palaces. Chandeliers underground. Art where you'd expect concrete. It's almost absurd. Like someone decided even daily commuting should feel extraordinary. Which raises a strange thought. If even the underground is designed to impress, what does that say about the mind of the place itself? Now slow everything down. No rush, no noise. Just time. Because here, time didn't move forward. It stayed. Preserved in quiet towns where the past never fully left. Wooden houses, ancient walls, churches that have stood longer than most countries have existed. Walking here feels different. Not like sightseeing. More like stepping into memory. But it's not staged. It's real. People still live here. Life still moves. Just slower. More intentional. And somehow more connected to something deeper. Something rooted. Which makes you wonder, in a country constantly balancing between past and future, why do these places feel like they're holding something the modern world forgot? Now imagine the opposite. No cities, no history carved in stone. Just raw earth, untouched, uncontrolled, alive. This is where things stop feeling human. Volcanoes rise like giants frozen mid-breath. Steam escapes from the ground as if the planet itself is exhaling. Geysers erupt without warning, and for a second, you realize something uncomfortable. You're not in control here, you never were. Even the wildlife reminds you. Massive creatures moving freely, watching, existing without fear. Because this isn't your environment, it's theirs, and you're just passing through. Which leads to a simple but unsettling question. What does it feel like to stand somewhere that doesn't care if you're there or not? Pause. Because if this already feels different, that's the point. Most people never see this side of the world. They stick to the surface. But you're going deeper. So if you're enjoying this journey so far, don't just watch it. Be part of it. Hit subscribe. Turn on notifications. Because the places coming next, they don't just surprise you. They completely change how you see the world. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's ahead. Now, where were we? Yes, a city that proves two completely different cultures can exist in one place. But how does that even work?